Hey everyone. So today I'm revealing whether or not I completed my 250 box drawing challenge from Drawabox. I thought about filming a face clip to kind of do some housekeeping before we got into this, but there's a lot of footage, so I thought we'd just get started. What you see me doing now is the first set of 50, or I'm sorry. So for the purposes of the video, because this was a project to make, so there's 250 boxes to do. And so the footage that you see is day one of each set of 50, except for the last day, which has day one and the last day. I really wanted, and I filmed all of the boxes for all the days, but ultimately it was just a lot of editing I would have had to do, and I just didn't have the time to like work on that anymore. I just thought the video, it wouldn't be as good if I filmed all of it. Like, I feel like you kind of get the gist from what I'm doing. Oh, and after each day, what I'm doing is I'm including all set of 50, like I'm providing pictures of what that set of 50 looked like. So you're still seeing the progress. It's just not, that portion is just not filmed. It's just the pictures of them. But anywho, so for those of you who don't know, my last video, I believe, was my Inktober announcement video, and that's where no, I'm sorry, it was my Halloween video. So the video before that was my Inktober announcement video where I announced I'd be doing the Drawabox 250 box challenge, and I will have the link to the actual challenge itself in the description box below. And I'll be going through a little bit of the instructions, pretty much word for word. So if you like to follow along, you can, especially because there's extra stuff, and I'm telling you, the first few days, I rewatched the video that they provide, I read the instructions, and my brain was still like, this is too much information. What the actual hell are you trying to tell me to do? So the first set of 50 boxes, you're supposed to draw, and I'm taking this, like I said, from the instructions. You're supposed to draw freely rotated boxes in 3-point perspective, with all 3 vanishing points marked on the page. Then you are supposed to wait a day and draw lines to the convergence lines. The rules for the challenge are a bit complex, so again, I'm not fully explaining, but that's the gist for the first 50. And I won't lie to you guys, so the first set of 50 was really hard because I was really anxious while doing the first set. And so, like, whenever I get anxious and I have to read instructions, it's really hard for me to kind of, like, rock what anyone says. Like, I just kind of go into a panic mode. So, I won't lie. My first set of 50 are the worst, but I can't wait for you guys to see the progress that I make. So that's the first set of 50. The next set of 50, so boxes 51 through 100, you're supposed to not mark the vanishing points, and you're meant to create a shallow foreshortening. Whatever that means. I'm sorry, I can't explain that more. I just know that I did the boxes. I couldn't explain to you what exactly that meant. So again, I encourage you to check the link below to follow along with the actual challenge. And then the last set of 150 boxes are supposed to be a mix of the first 2 sets that you did. So yeah, so that's the challenge. And you see me doing it now. So as I was saying earlier, I couldn't keep up with the editing of all the boxes that I was filming. And originally my thought was I would do boxes for the day, and then I would edit them. However, I do various things throughout the day. I have a full-time job. I have to take care of my puppies and stuff like that. So between like my normal day stuff, I was doing this challenge, and then I was doing a Drawloween challenge on top of it. So it just became too much. And so then I thought about what if I just make the first set of 50 its own video, and then the rest will be in another video. But then, oh, I forgot to mention, I also was making Halloween stickers for trick-or-treaters too. So any time I had was just kind of depleted. So ultimately, I had to scrap that idea too. But now you're in the final form of this video, which is just the highlights reel, essentially. And I hope that does suffice. I hope it shows how hard I worked on this challenge. I'll be honest, I've been flipping through the pages of my boxes for the past few days. And oh my goodness, I'm really impressed with myself. I am so proud that I did this. This was a really cool challenge to do. I went through so many emotions during this journey. Day 1, I was nervous, but I was hyped. I was hyped to start, and I knew that the first 2 sets of 50 would be okay, because I started this October 1st. So the way I mapped it out is starting October 1st, so I would do boxes 1 through 50, and I did 10 boxes a day. So that's 5 days, and then on day 6, I would take a break, and then start again with the next set of 50 the next day, and that's how I kind of progressed. So the first 2 sets of 50 were fine, and then boxes 101 to 150, and then 151 to 200, I petered out. I really did struggle, only because it was the middle of the month, and I was starting to feel like the slog of it. It was the middle of the month, so I just kind of felt like it was never ending. I just wanted to be done with these boxes. So those 2 sets before the final set, I was struggling. I was really struggling. However, I'm really grateful with the schedule I set up because it really did motivate me, because I broke it down enough to where I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do 10 boxes a day, and then a break day, after a set of 50. So I'm really glad I did that. I think the way I mapped out this challenge was really good. I kind of want to leave my pro and con section for the challenge until last, but I thought, because there is so much footage, I would kind of talk a little bit through this. So one of the issues I had with this challenge was, boy, does this challenge provide a lot of information. And I'm just like, just a little bit too much. Like, honestly, like, I realized, like, they were trying to explain it in a concise way. It just didn't feel too concise to me. It just felt like, with every sentence, it just got more complicated. I'm like, okay, y'all need to slow down a little bit. I'll be honest, so I think Drawabox is a really helpful tool for certain aspects, and you know what? I really can't talk about this anymore without giving the game away, so I'm going to leave you guys with some music, and we'll come back after you find out whether or not I completed the challenge. So, if you made it to this portion of the video, then I completed my challenge. I'm super proud of myself, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching about it. I hope y'all were anticipating and hoping that I would complete it, because I know I wasn't struggling, because I thought that since I had planned it out so well, that I kind of thought I would complete the challenge, but I am happy that I officially completed it. That felt really, really, really good to do. And for the past, or I'm sorry, not for the past few days, but a few days after, I was riding the high of completing this challenge. With that being said, though, we've come to the pro and con side of the video. And I just want to point out that I am a self-taught... I just wanted to point out that I'm a self-taught artist. So, if you're a classically trained artist, and by that I mean consistently taking art classes, that sort of thing, like, this portion might not be for you, but I guess we'll see. And there are timestamps in the video below. So here's how I feel. So, in terms of art classes, I have taken 3. I took a full year of art back in 7th grade, and let's face it, it's kind of like they kind of teach you, they go through the motions of kind of teaching you the basics of art, but is it really? No. And then I took a semester, I only made it through 1 semester of college, and one of them was a drawing fundamentals, which honestly was super helpful. But again, I was only in that first semester. And then, I don't know whether I want to leave the link in the description box, because I don't know if this is an open course anymore. But there's an artist on YouTube, and I find it hard to say artist on YouTube because she doesn't quite post anymore. But there's this amazing artist who I love. Her name is Leilani Joy. And she does really cool graphic pop art and acrylic, I guess you can say. And I just really love her work. And so she offered an art course. It was called the Art School Express, and I freaking loved it. I did it twice over. I love that course so much. But I'll be honest, I really genuinely feel like I'm a self-taught artist. Like, anything I wanted to do with art, like, I kind of figured it out and taught myself. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I feel like with Drawabox, you are still teaching yourself. Okay? So, and that's not a bad thing at all. But a con that I did not like about this challenge was that, so you can get your stuff critiqued. Drawabox is completely free, which is awesome. Okay, we're going to start with the pro. The pro of this website is that you can do all of their lessons and drawing fundamentals for free. There are critiques that you can pay to do, but you do not have to do them. I thought for the purposes of the video and such that I would, and plus what I really liked about my college course was that your work was critiqued. And honestly, in all 3 of the classes I mentioned, your work was critiqued, but I took a lot of the critique from the college drawing class. So that's where I really learned about critiques, and I honestly don't mind them. Like, I feel like I get a lot of good feedback. I like hearing people's opinions on what I could improve on, such and such. And I really don't mind critiques. What I do mind, okay, so getting this critiqued is you have to sign up for their Patreon, and it's $5 a month, and you get credits that you could then use to get your stuff critiqued. And the 250 box challenge is the end of lesson 1. But before that, so going through lesson 1, there was homework assignments that you were provided, and then you do them, and then after the end of lesson 1, you submit all your work for critique. And there's about 15 pages of homework in total. So you get through the end of this lesson, and be critiqued at the end. Not someone helping you along the way. No. Just doing it kind of blind. And for the first part of the lesson, I actually didn't mind. I was like, sure, fine. And my critique was good, and I appreciated it. I genuinely did. And then I submitted my 250 boxes, and my critique wasn't so stellar. And I am disappointed by that. I am. I'm disappointed because I worked hard on those 250 boxes, and I feel like you can see the improvement. Clearly, there's still improvement to be done. However, I feel it kind of silly that they have one person critique your part, like your first part of the lesson from the beginning, and then have an entirely different person critique your next part. Like, it just, like, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me. I'm like, well, because reading this critique, I felt like I hadn't improved at all. Like, you would have thought I hadn't even tried. And they wanted 60 more boxes for me. And the way I mathed it was I would need to, like, keep paying for the service for a little bit in order to get critiqued again. And it just kind of felt a little bit shady. And by shady, I mean, I totally respect that this whole site is free. And the critiques are optional, so take that for what it's worth. It just, I don't know, after working so hard, it just didn't sit right with me. And I'll be honest, maybe if I had let it lie for a little bit before I submitted the boxes for the critique, I might have felt differently, but it just kind of felt shitty to work on these boxes for 250 of them with no sense of guidance at all, just going by their convoluted instructions and then coming back and be like, oh, you need to do 60 more in order to go on to the next part of the course. And I was like, I'm not doing another 60. Like, funny, cute, but no. And in particular, they didn't like my first set of 50, which I do understand because I really was stressed out about it. So me stressing out about this, and this, I've been like this since I was a kid. Like, I got really stressed out about doing this challenge and submitting it that I kind of did the first part wrong, which I do concede I did. However, it would have been nice to have some guidance in those early boxes instead of having me do 250 and then being told, well, fundamentally from the get-go it was wrong, which just made it all wrong. And I'm just like, well, okay then. And I apologize because I promise there's some pros I have to this that I'm kind of saving for the end. I just kind of wanted to get my rant over with first. At the end of the day, I was proud of myself. My husband was proud of me. My friend was proud of me. So, like, I had people who were proud of me. I was proud of myself. It just kind of felt crappy that, like, I felt like my progress wasn't acknowledged, I guess. And, yeah, and honestly, being a self-taught artist, what I also didn't appreciate was, and I wish I had the patience to go back and find this part of the lesson, but somewhere along the way, they tell you that if you're a self-taught artist, then eventually you will hit a block. So basically it's kind of bashing self-taught artists there for a minute. I'm like, this is why people take issues with classically trained artists. And again, by classically trained artists, I mean people who, like, are able to do a lot of classes. And honestly, I don't blame them. If you're able to take a lot of art classes, you should, if you can. But genuinely, I love that my passion for art was stemmed genuinely just from myself. Like, and it wasn't due to, like, being taught or anything. Like, I just have this drive, this love of art, and I just have to create. And I just don't like it when I feel like people who are kind of more classically trained kind of bash self-taught artists. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy there. Like, I'm sorry, art is however you want to do it, and don't ever let anyone make you feel like because you aren't classically trained or doing things correct that you're not doing your art correct. Like, that is entirely stupid. Stupid. Okay. Oh, it was also kind of condescending because, see, okay, I kind of have trouble with classes in general because I am this teacher who teaches you in Drawabox is not in front of your face, but he'll do, like, little blurbs where, like, I saw that, haha, waka waka, and I just kind of can't. I'm like, you know, just stop. I don't know. Sometimes the course just kind of feels a little bit too condescending for me, and I don't quite appreciate that. But anyway, this wasn't a bash on classically trained artists, because again, however you do art is wonderful. I just don't think you should be bashing others for how they do their art and how they approach art, because not everyone approaches art the same way, and that is perfectly acceptable. That's why art is art. You can do it your own gosh darn way. God damn it. And I won't lie to you guys, I felt dispassionate about art for a while, just because, like, I got very used to what I was doing, and I could see flaws in my art, and I could tell that, like, I need to find a way to, like, get back into the fundamentals of drawing to kind of, like, reteach myself, and honestly to find that passion again. And I did. And you know what? Now we're gonna get to the pro side. I'm done bitching. But I genuinely feel like the pro of this course genuinely is it helped me reignite my passion for art. Like, I really enjoy doing it. I'm able to take what I learned from Drawabox as a whole, not just the 250 box challenge, but just what I learned as a whole, and apply it to my actual art in terms of, like, I start off by doing, like, a scratch piece of paper with, like, fundamental stuff, and then I go on to, like, what I actually want to draw. And it's kind of guiding me to learn what I want to do, if that makes sense. So, like, during this process, I was actually really, what I've honestly been wanting to do with art is to really learn textures, especially, like, folds of fabric. I really want to learn to do, and I feel like proactively working on Drawabox challenges and the homework and stuff has helped me align what I want to do. So in those aspects, it's really great. It really is genuinely helpful. So on those aspects, I can't recommend this enough. However, I did say that I did do a second challenge, and I may or may not have learned more from doing the Drawloween stuff. So I think I will include the Drawloween stuff in this video, and we'll talk about what I learned along the way and kind of put the two together, because I really feel like I can't talk about this challenge without also talking about Drawloween. So another aspect I will talk about the Drawabox thing is he being the main teacher, I guess you would say, really does like to do the 50-50 rule, which means you do 50% of, like, practice and then 50% free-for-all, however you want to do it. And it was hard for me at first, especially because I don't know when to quit in terms of that. Like, so, like, say I want to draw for the day. So I'll spend if I know I want to draw for the day, I'll spend a few hours doing basic fundamental stuff. But then by the time I want to do a few more hours, I'm kind of tapped out, so I don't get to the portion where I draw where I want to draw. But I will say, as I've gone on with this course, I think I started this course back in, when did I start this? I think I started in July and got up to the point where I can do the boxes in time for Inktober. So I think maybe July and August I started with Drawabox. And I have gradually learned how to do the 50-50 rule, which is honestly good because it honestly helps me make sure I do the art I want to do, which I appreciate. But anyway, let me show you the Drawloween stuff, and then I'll put it all together, tell you what I learned. Again, this wasn't meant to bash any type of artist. I just had some frustrations, you know, during this whole process, and I just kind of wanted to be honest about it, because I'm going to either recommend or not recommend the challenge at the end of the video, and we'll go from there. So the Drawloween challenge, and I'll have the link to the artist below, but her name is Camilla Derrico. I love her. She does realism art. And this year her challenge was 31 cats for Drawloween. And so I participated in that. I did 31 cats. So I completed both of my challenges for October. Thank you very much. And honestly, I got more out of that than the boxes. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm going to show the... go ahead and show the drawings. But anyway, like I said, each day was a different cat. I will say the themes did get a little similar, but I'll be very honest, like, part of the challenge is kind of figure out how to make things different. So I didn't have any issues with that. And I didn't have any issues with that. However, what did happen was I was like, okay, I would do my boxes and then I'll do a cat afterwards to kind of give myself a break. And that worked out some days, but some days I just wanted to do the cat first and get out the way, because I did, like, it would be a good warm-up to the boxes, if that makes sense. Because I would spend some time doing cat gestures and stuff before I would actually commit to an actual sketch. And it was honestly really interesting to do this because I have a hard time kind of coming up with quick ideas and doing quick sketches and like quick drawings and like completed works that don't take me hours to do. And I love that about this challenge. I completed 31 cats. Some pages may or may not have multiple cats, but I did 31 pages of cats a day. And it helps me complete 31 pieces of art. Like, that's really cool. And honestly, now, what I'm doing now, so I'm in the process of making Christmas stickers right now. I'm actually kind of like knocking out the little doodles. And they're not just doodles, like, they're complete works of art. And I'm really happy about that. And I am completely happy that I did the SNOWMAN challenge. Like, honestly, had I just, so I did overbook myself, I won't lie. But I did so much during October. And I rocked it, and I feel like altogether that made it so worth it. Because I'll be honest, would I what's the word? Oh, duh. So would I recommend the 250 box challenge? I'll be honest, no, not really. So I do recommend, if you really want to practice and need help figuring out a schedule for yourself to actually get started to like draw every day, I think Drawabox is great for that. Drawabox has really helped me draw every day and practice, and I really, really like that. But ultimately, for the critique purposes, I wasn't really a fan of that end result. So, but take that with a grain of salt. Like, if you did the 250 boxes and they told you not good enough, do more, and you were okay with that, then I think that's fabulous. Like, freaking awesome. It just, that part was not for me. And honestly, it kind of bummed me out to where, sorry, I'm drinking coffee, but it kind of just made me feel a little bit down for a couple days. Like, what I did wasn't good enough, and I even thought about, do I want to kind of continue with Drawabox? And the answer to that is yes, but I'm not doing critiques for it, especially because the next lesson is stuff like, not exactly folds of fabric like I was saying, but like texture and stuff, which I'm really interested in. And doing the cats also fuel the fuel really for me wanting to do texture, because I was really into drawing fluffy cats. And I really want to get better at doing textures because of this Drawabox challenge. So honestly, you find yourself a Drawabox challenge that you want, and just do that for Inktober, or if you know. So on top of that, I kind of considered it Inktober because for Drawabox, for critique purposes, you're supposed to do everything a pen. So I did, and I'll be honest, this is my first time completing Inktober. I really wasn't a fan of ink, and I'll be honest, I like ink like, if you've ever seen the Dr., is it P.H. Martin? I think, yes. Who does the different colors of ink. You can kind of use it like watercolor. I love that, but like inking with the pen is not my favorite. But doing the boxes and doing the cats really made me enjoy it. And actually, the past few days, I haven't been using the ink. I've been just using pencil, and I'm like, this feels really weird. I should be using my pen. So there are such great benefits to honestly doing these art challenges, and it just really helped refuel my love and passion for art, and I'm just so excited to see what I do next. So yesterday I actually worked on, I really want to draw decadent cakes, and so I've been trying to teach myself how to draw icing on top, like little dollops of icing, and anyway, which also kind of requires folds and textures, so I don't know, it's just been fun to rediscover art. I love art, yay. Yeah, and please, if you get something on a Drawabox, please don't make me feel like you shouldn't continue with it, because I think you should. And in fact, I will. It just won't be from a critique standpoint. And again, the Drawabox stuff, like, absolutely loved it. Don't let me get you wrong. There were times where I wanted to give up on it, and not give up on it because I wasn't enjoying it, but it got kind of hard to kind of think of stuff. But again, that's part of the challenge, is thinking about how to do things every day, and if things are similar, trying to find ways to make them different. But I really enjoy that aspect. I think the cats taught me so much more than the boxes did. I still learned from the boxes, but ultimately, those cats, man, they helped me so much, and I'm so excited about it. Alright, the video is getting on the long side, but I wanted to kind of wrap up with the treats that I got myself, because I did say that I would, in my Inktober announcement video, I would get the 2 Black Butler artwork books that I'm missing, and here they are. Can y'all see that? They're beautiful. I've looked through these quite a few times already, and they're so inspiring. I love the art from Black Butler. This is my favorite, basically my favorite anything and everything. I love Black Butler, and we will be getting dedicated Black Butler videos at some point, but I just want to comment about how much this art inspires me, and I'm so happy. All the pieces of art that I love that I see online from Black Butler are in these two books, so I am just over the moon that I completed my challenges and that I got these to treat myself. We also talked about starting streaming in, well, not in any particular month, but just after this challenge. I'm still working on that. That might have to take a back seat just with the holidays coming up, but I would really like to do a stream at least before New Year's. But stay tuned on the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe in case, I might get it out sooner. But if you want to watch me stream, want to join the streams, make sure you're subscribed to the channel to find out more. Also, please don't forget to like and comment. I really want to know what y'all think about my progress that I made, about my cats, about anything that happened during the challenge. Your thoughts, I want to hear them. This video kind of took a long time to edit, to do. It's obviously on the longer side. I think this is my, I know this is my longest video. So thank you so much for sticking around. What else was I going to say? Oh, God. Oh, so typically I do about 2 videos a month, so I'm hoping to still get an extra video out in November, but we'll see. It's going to be a sketchbook tour, something super simple, but I still want to get an additional video out, and then in December, I'm going to be making Christmas decorations, so that will be a video, and then we'll get the Yule video, and then that might be it for the rest of the year. I think that timing will be perfect, so I'm really excited about that. So again, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. The links to Drawabox, Camilla Derico, and links to the music that I use are in the description box below. In the description box below. So please take a look at those if you're curious. I hope you're having a great time. I know holiday season's kicking up, so I hope you're just enjoying yourself, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time.